Hey guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Ben, aka DJ Bazooka, and in this video, I want to share with you guys how I organize my music within Serato DJ Pro and basically how to feel confident and not get lost while you DJ. I know this has happened to me when I first started DJing, and it happens to me from time to time, but the methods and the strategies that I'm about to share with you guys really help mitigate all those things. But the one thing that I really want you guys to keep in mind is the different scenarios and the different types of environments that you're going to be DJing in, because having those things in mind when you're creating and curating a playlist, you're going to be a lot more efficient and more intentional when you're doing all this work. Think about situation and scenario based. So anytime you're DJ, think about all the things that could come up while you're DJing, so that making and editing these different crates will be a lot easier if you kind of think about it this way. And as we progress through this video, you'll understand what I'm talking about. So the first thing, when you first open Serato, you're basically going to see all of your music on the right side and all of your music on the left side. So essentially, there's really two ways to create a playlist or a crate within Serato. So you have these orange ones and the blue ones with the little S. The difference between the two is the orange one, you basically have to drag all your songs or groups of songs manually into that crate. And then the smart crate, which is the blue one, basically this works really well if you have all of your songs tagged correctly within Serato itself. So for example, if I wanted to create a playlist that just has clean music, well, then I can go into the file name, and as long as I tagged everything correctly within the file name of my individual tracks, this will be successful. So file name contains clean, you hit save, and in a few moments, basically Serato will spit out all the songs that I have here that I tagged clean, and it should be in this folder. But we don't need that. But basically that's how it would work. But what you really want to do is, again, focus on the situation or the scenario when you're DJing. So let's go ahead and hop into my club crate, which is this one here. And I tend to play in a lot of venues that are like, I guess, the bar or like a club scene or like environment, I guess. So if we go through here and we take a look, basically, if you're someone that, like, I guess never, if you haven't seen my playlist, you probably won't understand and how I label things. But basically, I label things to where it makes sense to me. Now, I've seen a DJ where they basically kind of just type in the date, and that's how they have everything labeled. And I would go crazy just because it doesn't really make sense. But essentially, what you would want to do is create a playlist that would make sense for the scenario that could happen when you're DJing. So for example, if you kind of look through here, I have a peak hour pop crate that I feel like, hey, this is going to work really well within this venue or this place that I'm DJing at. So I'll throw in a few songs here. And as you notice, I don't have a lot of smart crates. It's all crates that I hand selected, hand picked these individual songs to go into. Now if I go into this Fort folder, I have a 70s killer, the 80s, and you can see kind of the rest there. But again, if you're somebody that's new, that's looking into my screen here, you'll see, hey, it says 70s. Maybe it's 70s music. No, it's basically all the songs that I feel like that would work within this venue in the 70 beats per minute, the BPM range. So let's say I'm playing a song that is 128 beats per minute, and I've been in that range for like the last 15 minutes. And say somebody comes up to me and they want me to play a hip hop song that's within the 70 beats per minute, and I need to like switch up to that quick. Well, then I can do like a drop mix into a song that everybody should recognize. And then from there, if I wasn't really prepared, I can pull from this folder and live in this folder for the next 15-20 minutes and kind of play like a small set of like hip hop tracks. And the cool thing is, what I would also do is pull up a prepared tab and basically add a few songs in here so that I am basically 3 to 5, even 10 to 15 songs ahead that I would want to play. Or maybe let's say, hey, I want to transition to back to like 115 beats per minute, or go somewhere, I don't know, like up to 95. Well, then I can jump into another folder and scroll down. It's like, okay, I want to play this song within the next like 20 minutes. I'll put it back into, or I'll put it into my prepare folder so it looks like that. And that way, as I'm playing, then I have things that are prepared 5 to 10 songs ahead. But going back to this is really good, especially if you're a new DJ, is you can organize your music based on the hours that you're working. So let's say you're DJing the entire night. Well, then you can kind of break it up by hour. And this would really help you tell a story within your music, but then also have somewhat of a structure as well. So for this one here, I have 93 until, 10s on them, 11, 7, 12, 12s, 1 up. So basically, to me, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and 1 o'clock. And most of the bars and venues in Portland, they close at 2 a.m. So that's the way I have things structured. Again, this makes sense to me. It may not make sense to you, and you can label this or change the name to whatever you want. But it's a way to structure your set so that you're not playing crazy like fun dance music at the opening set, because it just wouldn't make sense. There's not a lot of people there, and they're probably getting there just to try to loose up until they can work to where they're dancing crazy and they're singing along and they're having fun. So that's one way to also structure that. But another thing that I would recognize is to create like a mini set. This is great if you kind of want to change the pace or the energy, or maybe kind of keep people on their toes, is to create like a mini set. And this works really great if you kind of have a group of songs that work really well with each other and they kind of flow in and out. That way you can kind of change things up every now and then. So this one here, as an example, I have Axel Rock One Time. So, if I were to play Axel F, if you don't know that song, you should. But it's recognizable, and they wouldn't really expect to hear something like that at a club, and it kind of keeps people on their toes. And they'll go into maybe like Robo Rock, or maybe like One Time from Daft Punk. All recognizable songs, but also super high energy as well. And then I'll probably throw in or go into like a sing-along song that everybody should know. Something like that really helps elevate your DJ sets, because now you have this mini set that if you feel like the dance floor is kind of dying and you need to bring people back up and you need to get their attention again, having a mini set that's very intentional will help you accomplish that. So then within this Fortune folder, I have different playlists for different scenarios, and that's kind of what we talked about earlier in this video is, okay, now I have a peak hour pop set, a house buildup, a buildup bag. So like maybe I just got done playing like an hour set worth of opening tracks. Now I need to kind of build it up. There's more people in the room. I need to basically invite people to the dance floor without like saying that. So that's a good way to have that as a scenario that you're thinking about when you're DJing. The other part is just really observing, like, how are people, what are people doing? Are they just kind of sitting down? Are they at the bar? Are they on the dance floor and they want to dance, but they're not really there dancing because there's nobody else? So be really observant when it comes to these things, and it'll help you create better crates and for those scenarios to kind of like match up. So yeah, that's going to be the main thing about how I kind of organize everything, and it helps me stay confident when I'm DJing and not get lost within my DJ sets. Now I've been playing this type of room for a really long time, so it really helps to have different playlists, and as you kind of progress within that type of venue or that type of environment, you'll have other things that you encounter, like somebody coming up and requesting a song. This is really great because let's say they request a song that you weren't really plan on playing, but that it could work. But having a playlist that could potentially complement that request is really helpful because then you're not scrambling for a song that will work after that. So I mean, this is going to take some time, but if you take the time to do it, it's going to be really beneficial because you'll feel confident and basically never get lost while you DJ. But yeah, that's kind of how I do everything. I know there's different methods out there on how to organize your music, but this works really well for me. And if you do this, if you're a new DJ and you have a smaller library, it's really manageable and you just continue to keep up with that. It's going to be really great. The last thing that I will mention is one of the downsides that I kind of catch myself every now and then is playing within the same crates. And that can get really stale and really repetitive, especially if you hold residency at like a local club or bar that you play at. Some of the staff and bartenders will kind of catch on, like that set sounds very familiar. So what you can do is build another playlist within that crate. And I have this one, Tonight at Fortune. So basically what I would do every week when I'm downloading music is if I feel like there's a new track that's going to be a banger or it's going to work within that venue, I'll just throw it in here. Or maybe it's a song that you haven't played for a while and you just want to add it into the rotation. It's good to add in or have a playlist like that so that your set is not repetitive and you're not playing the same songs over and over again. But again, this is to help you feel a little bit more confident and comfortable when you're DJing, but also take risks and also try new things, try different types of genres, see what things could work. Because being a good DJ is, playing songs that people like, but being a great DJ is being able to play songs that people don't know that they wanted to hear. So when you have a good balance of the two, then one, the night's going to be unforgettable, and also you're just going to feel like you did an amazing job. So hopefully that helps. If you're new here, please consider subscribing and liking this video for more content like this. Peace.